Hi, this afternoon I am going to be teaching you guys how to create a color wheel using only primary colors. If you notice, I only used a little bit of paint. This is kind of a big deal with an art class in high school because kids have a tendency to waste a lot of paint. So I want you to notice that each spot is only about the size of a dime. For a color wheel, that should be plenty. I have 2 cups of water here. One is clean, though they're both clean right now, but we'll rinse the brush in one to get most of the paint off, and then we'll rinse it again in the other so that our brushes come out clean and we take good care of them, and I'll show you how to do that in my next video after my brush is all dirty. Okay, so first of all, you want to get your brush a little bit wet and dry it off, and we're going to start with red. So you notice I only put a little bit of paint on my paintbrush. You don't need a lot, and you're just going to brush it on. You want a spot big enough that you can see it well, and I'm going to clean my brush, wipe the paint off, do it a little bit more in the clean water so I don't get my colors mixed up together. Now I'm going to use yellow, and if you notice, I'm making a triangle, and we're going to clean it again. It's important that you clean your brush every time and wipe it off so that you take really good care of your brushes. And again, see, just a little bit of paint. And here's the triangle I was talking about. And those are your primary colors. Every color ever known is created from these 3 colors, and then sometimes adding black or white. And these are called your primary. That's red, blue, and yellow. So now we're going to start making secondary colors. Yeah, you can see this. Let me put a white piece of paper underneath my palette. That's this piece of plastic that I put my colors on, my paint. It's called a palette, just so you know. So now I'm going to mix, yeah, you can see that a lot better now. A little bit of red and a little bit of purple. A little bit of blue. And now we can make purple. Yeah, that's a pretty good purple there. And you clean your brush. Yeah, you can see that. You notice my second one is staying pretty clean, so that means we're cleaning it off really well in the first one. And when this one gets nasty, just empty the water and get some fresh. That's perfectly okay. So now we're going to make orange, and that's a little bit of yellow and a little bit of red. Want a little more orange, yellow in there for the orange. You notice I'm getting red in my yellow paint, but I'm just grabbing from the edges so that it still looks and is usable. Okay? If you mix up, get out of the middle, then your yellow turns into garbage and you can't use it anymore. And it's really important to keep them really clean and not mix the colors together really badly. You see my colors, my paint, my first water cup is getting pretty dirty now. All right, we have orange and purple. Now we're going to make green. So for green, we need yellow and blue. Some of these colors are easier to blend and make than others. And here is a really nice green. Now, if you look on my palette, you notice I have yellow, orange, red, purple, and blue and green. So our tertiary colors are made by creating by mixing orange and red, and you get red-orange. So we already have the orange. I'm going to put just a touch more red in there on this side. Just a touch of yellow too, because that's not quite dark enough. There we go. And now we have a red-orange. The trick when you guys are doing this is I want to see distinctive color changes between each color. So you can tell that there is a difference between the red and the red-orange and the orange. The red and the red-orange are really close, but you can still see there's a color change there. So now we want yellow-orange. So for the other, on the other side of where we had our orange, we're going to mix more yellowish. And put that right there. And it doesn't matter to me a whole lot if your colors are perfectly round or you've got the triangles squared away. The important thing is the order that you're putting them in. So that I can see that you understand how to do it. So we're going to go yellow, green, just so we can kind of stay in order. That's a really pretty color too. How about that? I always like doing this because it's relaxing. Painting is relaxing in general. Once you get to the point where you're not fussing over how accurate your colors are. Notice I use this paper towel a lot. I got a drop of water there. Okay, so now we're going to go blue, green, normally I teach this with tempera paints because they're cheap, but they're not very good. And the kids don't like them. We're using acrylics today, and I thought you guys would like these more. And it's easier to mix the colors. So now we're going to need blue, purple. So we're going to mix up some of that. I need just a touch more red there. But that's still really purplish. Yeah. See, this isn't hard at all, right guys? Of course, when you're in the room with me and we're trying to do this, I'm sure it's a different story altogether. I've been a teacher for several years now, and color wheels, for some reason, you either get it really easily or you don't. But everybody passes because everybody shoots their best, and you never know. Right, now we need red, purple, or violet, however you want to use that word. Maybe just a touch more red there. There we go. And you notice I just barely touched into the red, and that blended really well together. Tempera paints don't do that well. And there you have a color wheel. And you guys will have this on Classroom, this video, and you can go back and refer to it as often as you need to. And those kids at home that have chosen to use actual paints, this is also on there, so you can use it whenever you want. And I want you to notice that the circle is not perfect. That's okay. But if you look, each color is different than the other, than the ones between it. So make sure that you are doing distinct color changes for each color around your color wheel. I hope this helps you guys, and I will see you next time.